have it in my blood. I know so odd things. Like one was playing football.
Exactly.
And there's one weirdo sitting with 5 computers trying. Just go for a walk if you are really stuck. Go to kaggle.com. There are tab for competitions. Some of them pay a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
Like there are competitions which pay around $1 million in prizes.
How AI can improve itself. Deep inside, do you actually regret studying computer science?
So hello there.
Yes, sir. Okay, so I think we're ready to go.
Yep.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to our new podcast episode with Boris, who's a student at UTSC, who studies computer science. We'll take a moment for introduction and then we'll go straight to computer science.
So, hello, thank you for inviting me here.
Yeah.
Thank you all for watching. So my name is Boris. I'm right now second year, third semester at UTSC. At ComSci, I do computer science specialist and software engineering and major in statistics as of right now.
Major statistics?
Yeah.
Yo, that's crazy.
I'm
Okay.
also, that's interesting. I'm also enrolled in minor and I'm gonna drop one.
Minor? On
Yeah,
what?
And also in statistics. And I
Statistics?
Yeah, I'm just gonna drop one.
Wait,
Whichever.
how does it work? You study major statistics and minor statistics?
I enrolled in both. They haven't thrown me out yet.
Oh.
I just need to drop one before graduating.
You know what? Like I'm doing econ and stats together,
Ooh.
and I'm minoring in stats. And stat is pretty fun because I have to take only 3 courses.
Really?
For the whole program, you imagine?
Yeah, that's also was point for me because I just planned my degree in Degree Explorer and I was like, yeah, when I take 2 additional courses, I have major on minor. So why not?
That's true.
Just to make it better, look better.
Exactly. In your resume. So yeah. So your name is Boris. You were born where?
Poland.
Poland.
Yeah.
You're from Poland.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, we'll just go to the first question then. Can you tell us a bit about your background, your high school? What kind of student were you at that time and what did you do in your high school?
So I graduated high school in Poland.
Mhm.
My high school was located in a city called Leszno, which is around 50,000 people.
International school?
Well, it wasn't international school. It was public school, though they offered IB. Though I haven't been enrolled in IB. I've done Polish curriculum.
Whoa, that's crazy. Finally, the first ever person who didn't do IB A-level. You didn't do A-levels, right?
No, I did Polish final exams. It's called Matura.
Yes, sir. How many courses do you guys do?
So in Poland, it's basic. So we don't even have like distinction between courses. Okay, we have subjects. You have biology, math, physics, computer science, and so on. Polish literature, English, and second foreign language. But you don't have that much choice. You are still required to take some basic courses, and then based on that, you can have, let's use IB terminology, you have standard and high levels. High levels, which are in Polish called extended, are you basically have more lessons, and at the final, after going through the high school, you write matura from those extended subjects. So.
Oh.
And based on that, you can choose what you want to specialize in. So there are people who are specializing in biology, chemistry. I was specializing first 2 years in mathematics, physics, and 2 last years in computer science, physics. There were also people specializing in English or in humanities, like history and Polish. So I also graduated from bilingual school.
Bilingual school. Which language do you speak?
English
and
yeah.
Polish.
Yeah.
How about Russian? Do you guys speak Russian?
No, not really. Like,
But you understand, right?
it's really hard still. I know some single words, but it's way better to understand Ukrainian. I recently talked with my Ukrainian friend, and we were able to more or less understand each other speaking our languages.
Damn, that's great.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, so for finals exams, I wrote basics in Polish, in English, in math, extended in math, extended in Polish, bilingual in English, bilingual in math, and extended in computer science.
That's pretty much the same with Uzbek curriculum, to be honest. So we took English, math, Russian, and 2 more. I don't even remember. Yeah.
Because that's the point. People don't care about those additional subjects. I remember biology lessons. Everyone was freaked out because it was hard, but nobody really wanted to do so. Yeah.
Wait, did you guys take SAT or
ACT?
SAT?
SAT, nah.
No, right?
You can take it, but in Poland for all accreditation processes, there's a matura, which is considered
Okay.
the Polish SAT.
Exactly.
SAT really.
But how about the IELTS? Did you take IELTS?
I took it's either CAE or CPE.
Oh, CEFR, CEFR.
No, it's a Cambridge certificate for English.
yeah.
I got C2 there.
Damn, C2.
Yeah, I'm also wondering how.
That's interesting. Okay, how was your grade in high school?
So in Poland, the grades are from 1 to 6.
Oh, 6.
Yeah, where 1 is the worst, 6 is the best. So I got 6.0.
6.0.
Yeah.
So you were a perfect student.
Like, I wasn't perfect student.
In math.
Okay, that's funny story. I get 100% on Matura for math extended, which was pure luck. My mock test was like 70%, and I was really scared about it.
That's not pure luck. To be honest, like 100%. Do you think it's pure luck?
Yeah, and I had it regraded because I had like 95 beforehand. I went to regrade it and I got it up to 100.
Okay, you guys are crazy. But okay, do you think you have a talent in math?
Not really, I think.
You do hard work?
I struggle with math still. Like I'm rather a computer science guy who really wants to go and really is interested in computer science, and math is something aside that I need to do.
Okay.
I would say so. I want to change my attitude towards it, but it's still like that.
I understand. I totally like relate. Okay, what extracurricular activities did you do out of school?
Well, I did sports. It was mostly third, fourth year of high school. Outside, well, it depends how we define curricular. Because we also did some competitions. We did discrete math competitions. We did some other math like month-long competitions with my friends. I would say mostly it's competition outside school. Some startup competitions as well. We won one.
For real? You did startups?
Yeah, but it wasn't. That's the funny story. It wasn't really a technical startup, because when you talk to people and say, "Oh, we won a startup competition," they thought that you made a GPT wrapper and did something. First of all, the GPT wasn't around back then, and what we've done was the fire security for solar panels.
Damn. That's kind of like what do you call it? Too deep into like fire stuff, right?
Yeah, I mean, I did some fire Olympiads back in secondary school.
That's where you're coming from, right?
Yeah, and my background is like my parents are also working in a fire security industry, and I just have it in my blood. I know so odd things, like even calculating the diameters of fire hydrants. I knew it by heart.
Oh my god!
For Olympiads.
So it was in your blood.
Yeah, it was my blood, and then we're getting out the prize, and someone comes to us and say, "Oh, it's like it doesn't look you did it on your own."
Yeah,
I'm like, I'm a joke to you.
Yeah. Wait. Most CS students are very introverted. Like most of them that I see, they don't go out. They rarely. I see them like outside. But do you consider yourself as an introvert, or do you think you're extrovert? Like,
I needed to force myself to be extroverted.
Yeah,
I'm really introverted person, especially in culture I was grown up with. Just even smiling at the street, it's considered something strange. You're either drug addict or crazy.
Exactly. Listen, so that's the same thing in Russia, in Kazakhstan, in Uzbekistan. Like, you never see people smiling in the street. If you smile, if you look at someone and say hello or good morning, they'll look at you as if you're like drug addict or something.
What happened? Someone is nice to me on the street. So it was really different experience just landing in Canada. I landed in Billy Bishop, and I had no internet. I did not know how to even get to campus.
Oh.
And just approach random stranger, ask him about everything. We still have contact. We talked about, he helped me a lot. He said if I need really help, he can just get me an Uber. I was really surprised how it all went.
Wow.
Yeah.
So people helped you to get to the campus.
Yeah. I mean, I still got lost, but
I mean, still,
but
people
they
are
helped
supportive.
me. I was really surprised that people are like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, in such a way.
Me too.
Yeah.
In fact, like when I landed, I've asked a few people, like, the whole process. When you land, you have to get a study permit, like the paper, right? And you have to go through the interview stage. I didn't even know about it. I thought like I will land. I'll just straight go to the campus, and I saw it that way. But people said like you have to get your study permit. Like, okay, bet. And
No.
I went there.
I remember I landed in Montreal.
Me
and-
too.
Yeah, about the study permit. And everyone started speaking French. I know nothing in French. So
Exactly.
that was the first contact with Canada, and I was kind of scared. I would really need to learn it in a hard way.
Exactly.
But I remember getting my study permit was pretty easy, maybe because the country I'm from.
Mm-hmm.
It was just getting the documents and waiting for a queue to get the study permit back without any problems, because we don't need visas.
Exactly.
I think we need ETA to get in
Oh.
Canada. Like all paperwork I needed to do was to go to Krakow to get my fingerprints. Yeah, but coming back to the introverted extroverted life.
You think you're extrovert? You force yourself. You
Yeah,
said.
I forced myself to be extroverted because you might be right that computer science in general is more of an introverted field. Though this really, really changing. I know a lot of people from computer science who are way more extroverted than even management students, because they know they have an interest in being extroverted, because that's you get the job. That's how you get the things done.
Oh.
So I think that shifts a bit, especially as I'm trying to surround myself with people who are doing things.
Mm-hmm.
Those people are extroverted, even though if they are deep into introverted. Just to get things done, you need to be extroverted.
Exactly, that's true. Like, when did you actually start like thinking that you are good at computer science, or maybe like the day that you realized that you want to do computer science? How was it like? How did you come to this conclusion that you want to do computer science in the future?
I guess I was around 7.
7? Shut up. Okay. 7.
Yeah, I remember I have photos from like back 12-ish, with me sitting next to a computer and doing some things around this.
Wow.
So the thing is, my background, my father also really loved computers. For example, I still have Linux magazines from 2004. Linux back then was not a popular thing.
It's crazy.
And I have like 100 of those.
Oh.
It's just great to go through them and see all of those. I would say it's really also about my father and my family, that it really...
They encouraged you to take up computer science?
The computers were everywhere in my life from the beginning. I would say that my father, during the university, he used to be really technical. He worked as a sound technician, so he worked with pretty state-of-the-art audio equipment, and it stayed with him. And throughout his whole journey, he was using computers all around. And I think that's how it really started. But then, probably later on, when I became more conscious about computer science, I got really interested into it. Because that was the way for me to burn my free time. Just go to computer and do some wild things. Like,
wow.
I remember as a side project, I did a computing cluster on OpenMRI with some old computers. Everyone was playing football.
Exactly.
And there's one weirdo sitting with 5 computers trying to rescue BIOS from one of it.
Wait, so when did you go actually deep? When did you actually start learning languages and you actually like start learning some technicalities?
Okay, so my first programming language was Python. It was around second year high school. I used Bash before, which is a shell language for Linux, because I've been using it pretty much a long time before I've learned Python. It really depends also how you define technicalities, I would say, because basic cybersecurity things, basic knowledge about protocols, I had it way before I even started programming. Because first of all, I wanted to be sysadmin, where you mostly need to understand the whole system and some scripting languages, rather than actually write code and get it into the production. Though it's shifted a bit right now, and I'm mostly, let's say, in the software engineering.
So, okay, software engineering. So are you more leaning to like cybersecurity stuff, or?
I haven't done much cybersecurity recently. I think I'm going further from cybersecurity every day, just because I wouldn't say it's. So you really need to be patient for cybersecurity, because you can work 24, 48 hours in a row and got nothing. You can write your father with trans for 50 days and still got nothing.
Yeah.
And it's really mentally hard to go through it because you don't see anything. Especially as a student right now, you just somewhere back in your mind you have, well, I'm doing something for X amount of time. It has no results, and at the same time I have studies I need to pursue.
Wow.
And that's I don't know how to deal with it right now. To be completely honest, it's sort of imposter syndrome, I would say.
Yeah, but like, what's your future job will be like? Do you want to be a software engineer, or what do you want to do in the future? Or do you want to open up your own social media platform, or what's your dream? Like, what's the final goal, the final purpose? Where do you want to go?
The final purpose of probably a lot of software engineers is to have a farm.
Yeah, exactly. But that's true.
No, probably like,
That's crazy.
I dream about my own company and making meaningful stuff. Let's say using software engineering, a bit of machine learning, or everything that that can apply to the goal. I don't see myself doing something that is boring or something that is do not just contribute the way I wanted to contribute, because I know I would just burn out after a while.
Oh,
yeah.
So you don't want to do like the same thing every day. You want to create something, right?
I mean, one of the purpose of programmers is to automate things you do every day.
Mm-hmm.
So if I need to write a code in a programming language that I hate and do it 9 to 5 for the next 40 years, I would rather not.
Yeah.
And I know I have possibilities to actually not do it and either start my own company or work for the company, or even in academics that can provide me way better perspectives.
Okay.
So
I see.
I would say probably I would end up in startups in one way or another. I want to get into corporate first and then
Start your own, what do you call it?
Yeah, either
company.
own company or just work to a company that has a chance to do something in the world.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds cool. Moving on to academic journey, how was your first year experience in computer science major?
Horrible.
Horrible. First year is actually crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of work, a lot of shift. Though I used to work a lot at high school. There were the times I were working like 16 hours a day and it was okay.
Oh.
Though just shifting from living life in high school, and things are a bit easier,
Mm-hmm.
to the more adult life we have right now, was a bit of shock.
Yeah.
Also just change of language. Though I'm pretty good at English, it still was a bit of hardship to go through it the first time.
Yeah, lectures especially, and the local system. You study in the local system. You don't even know how the credit system works.
Yeah. It's just I'm still learning it. I did not know what co-op is when I came here.
Exactly, bro. Like literally, most people don't know. Like people who are like sitting on top, like who are creating these programs and credits. But I'm still figuring out. But in first year, I was like struggling. I was crying that I can't like find the proper course, right? Yeah. And I thought like the second year will be easier because like you get your own program and you have a list of courses that you need to take. But still, it's very, very hard right now to just actually choose one course and study. And you have to plan everything out, like the whole degree, 4 years of your life. You have to plan it out, and you have to make sure it's not that hard in one period. It's not that easy in that period. You know, like. You have to balance it.
I mean, that's the pain that comes with freedom.
Yeah,
you need to account for yourself.
Exactly.
So that's a hard way to learn what adulthood is.
Exactly.
No, some people might say that it's, let's say, university is really artificial in such sense, and it's not real life. And I kind of agree with it. Yeah. It's far from real life.
I want to know about the daily activities of computer science students. What do you guys do? I heard that most of you guys don't even sleep. Is that true?
I try to sleep. I sleep around 7 to 8 hours most of the time. Though I know people sleeping way less. But would say on my example, I know that it cannot be generalized to all computer science, because I know computer science who are way more cracked than I am and do things way more different. But as every human being, computer science student actually sleeps. Mm-hmm. That might be the first interesting
How many hours of sleep you get?
Yeah, 7, 8.
7, 8.
7, 8. Sometimes like from 5 to 8, depends on the day. I try to regenerate good because gym and studies really need you to be aware of everything.
Oh, exactly. So do you think sleep is important?
Yeah, it is. It's probably one of the main factors of your performance.
Exactly. That's true.
So we sleep. we even shower. You wouldn't believe it.
Yeah, I have a specific question in the
I've
end.
seen it. I wanted to destroy the surprise.
Yeah. What are some of the most challenging courses you've encountered, and how have you navigated them? What's the hardest course that you took in your first year?
Calculus 2.
Oh, that's crazy. What was the course code?
MATA 37.
Don't say that. For real? I have to take it. I have to take it for econ.
Man, good luck.
Why?
It's really the course itself is really hard. Every week you have either assignment or a quiz, and you know whether it's quiz or assignment minute before quiz.
That's crazy. Oh.
Yeah, it's really also graded harshly. It's really the grading is really, really strict, I would say, in such a way.
I see.
And the material is not easy. It's calculus 2, which some people struggle with calculus 1 already, and then integrals comes in and all the theorems that go in with it, and also the fact that our semesters are 12-week, where in different universities there are 16 weeks, and I've talked with my friends who are third, fourth year, and there's also an issue with computer science operating systems. The course is supposed to be in 16 weeks because the project is basically writing an operating system.
Okay.
And it's supposed to be in 16 weeks for universities like Stanford and different ones that actually have 16-week semesters. But then UFT comes in and we have 12 weeks and the same material.
Oh, shit. For real?
Yeah.
So you have to just complete the whole course in 12 weeks.
Yeah, like, okay. For UFT students, it's said to be done in 12 weeks, but different students do it way longer. Bro. I've heard that it's one of the most annoying courses.
1 month? Wait. So 12 courses? And they take four weeks again, right? Like the other people.
Yeah, like compared to other universities.
It's 1 month, additional 1 month to complete the program. Like,
yeah, because so I think it might be also a bit changed because the main idea of the course is to create an operating system which is called Pintos.
Oh.
And you have the whole basic outline of the operating system based on lectures. You build up on it and create new features. Though still, the same framework for Pintos for teaching operating systems is used in different universities, and they do it longer.
Okay.
So that might be the problem, and that I think that might also apply to A37 more or less. It's still a lot of material.
Okay.
And grading harsh. That's the issue I had with, because I really like to skip some explanations.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but when you're done with A37, it's pretty easy.
Is it?
I hope so.
Give me some hope, big boy.
I want to live in delusion.
That's true. Be positive, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What did you do when you got stuck? Wait. You can just feel free. Just take your water. Let me just quickly check the camera, right?
Okay.
Just a second. Give me a second. Yeah, that's working. Something just flashed. Oh my god! What did I do with my hand? Oh yeah. So,
okay.
What do you do when you get stuck? Like you actually get stuck. You can't even solve any problems, or you can do coding. What do you do at that time?
So you have few possibilities. You either go for a walk, which is really good for computer science problems, because during the walk you unconsciously think about the problem and find a way to resolve it. But a walk, I mean, without any music, just you with your mind, you will find some answers.
Oh.
That's a great pro tip for any lead code type questions. Just go for a walk if you are really stuck. Regarding mathematics, it really also depends what I'm stuck on. If I'm stuck on some nodes, I have TAs, I have friends who are TAs. I just text them, hey, is it me or nodes that are wrong? Mm-hmm. And then I either got answer you're stupid or there's a problem nodes. So that also really helps, and it helped me a lot when I was stuck with some, for example, linear algebra, when there were just explicit mistakes in nodes and I did not know how to go on with it. Yeah. Other than this, it's sort of same as going for a walk. It's just gym. because you just cut off with from the whole problem for a bit. You still think about it. You do something else. You rest a bit as well mentally. Then you go back to problem as a fresh person. It's also, it shouldn't be used extensively. So it shouldn't be used as a way just to cope with not being able to do something. So I go to a gym, I spend 2 hours there, and I'm falling asleep, and the problem is next day's problem.
Oh, so procrastination, you mean?
Yeah, it's not the way to procrastinate. It's actually a way to solve problems.
Oh, wow. That was a nice quote, actually. That's great.
Yeah, because a lot of people do it as a procrastination, which is, and I have, even me, I do it, and I'm really mad at myself because you try to you procrastinate. You think, okay, I'm going to a gym, so it's good.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, there are a lot of assignments that haven't been touched in a while.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, so people, I would say that's a red flag to look for and to really change in your education. But there are really a lot of different ways to deal with being stuck in studying, and I would say it's really personal thing what to do. What I said is, I would say it's pretty universal for most of the people, but from my experience, I know sometimes even things that are really strange works.
Yeah.
Like even just would say breaking just a bit, doing one exercise, and I'm back, and it works out like immediately after 5 minutes of just not thinking about it, which is a bit different.
Oh, so you take breaks sometimes, right?
Yeah, but it's really personal thing how you
approach the problem.
Yeah, you can also observe yourself during high school, and based on that, you can also find something.
Oh,
because sometimes even just a small talk works.
Okay.
Or just talking about the problem with friend, and then immediately you know the answer.
I see. So let's talk about the projects and the extracurricular activities that you're doing right now. Like, what are the projects that you were involved, or are there any clubs that you're doing right now?
So let's start with clubs.
Mm-hmm.
So right now, I'm still an academic director at Google Developers Students Club at University of Toronto Scarborough.
Damn.
So as a club, so we are based around Google technologies and artificial intelligence technologies.
Mm-hmm.
We've done a conference called DevFest, which was Canada-wide conference. We covered universities from all around Canada, like McMaster, McGill, and I think Waterloo, and I think UBC as well.
Wow.
Just for every university to create their own conference.
Was it launched by UTSC students?
So DevFest is a conference created by Google.
Mm-hmm.
And it's all around the world. But what we did, we get all the universities in one place. We created a platform for those universities. And based on that, in every chapter of GDSC, created their own event when we helped each other to market it, which was pretty good success. At UTSC, we had like 600 registered people, which is pretty good.
From UTSC?
Yeah, just at UTSC.
But how about the whole Canada, like the whole country? How many people registered?
I'm not sure as of right now.
But approximately like 5,000, 10,000?
I'm not sure, to be completely honest. I think we haven't published it.
Okay.
And this year we wanted to make it even bigger because there's still a lot of room to improvement.
Yeah.
Maybe go international as well. Because as of last year, the collaboration was really working together on a project, but then having the conferences separated.
Mm-hmm.
But still, you could have just entered the platform. There were live recordings from the whole conferences, so it was more online thing. We'll see what will be the ideas for this year for the for the club. We also did machine learning study jumps, where we were teaching students from UTSC how to use mostly TensorFlow, and we are introducing them to Kaggle competitions, which is pretty good way to actually implement your own machine learning models to solve real problems. If you go to Kaggle.com, there are tab for competitions. Some of them pay a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
Like there are competitions which pay around $1 million in prizes.
Oh, that's crazy. Have you participated in them?
I've participated in one datathon here, organized by DS3.
Did you win?
Nah.
You could have been here.
No.
I mean, if you won, yeah.
It's really hard to win on Kaggle because the problems there are pretty hard. You get like 4 months to solve it.
4 months.
around this time. Depends on hackathon. And there are also when the prizes are good, a lot of good people are going to those prizes.
Oh, of course.
Also,
And experienced people too.
Yeah, the people who won before a lot before, or just have a great experience in machine learning.
Yeah.
So, but it's really a great way to apply your own skills into real life problems. Though, some people argue that it takes the worst part of machine learning, which is gathering the data, because you are given the data.
Mhm.
And gathering the data and then cleaning the data is really pain,
Oh.
because a lot of companies block their APIs or have such a price of API that you cannot use API to get the data. You need to write your own custom web scrapers to get the data out of, for example, Amazon or other companies like that. And this data is really expensive afterward.
Is it legal?
It is legal. It is openly, like, this data is
Sold.
open.
Like they sell it too, right?
Yeah, like it is legal to just go on a website and write down the price. So why don't you do it with algorithm and with a computer program? They just block it really pretty much, because they block too much requests from one IP. They block too much of a robot behavior. That's why you have CAPTCHAs.
Oh.
The CAPTCHAs are analyzing the move of your mouse, and based on that, they determine whether you're a person or not. And if your moves are too robotic, they want you to solve some pretty easy problems based on this.
But can you like go through that process? Like, can you just fix that?
Yeah. Like for web scraping, yeah, you pretty much can do it. Like, people already wrote algorithms to get around CAPTCHAs. For IP limiting, you have proxy servers.
So you can get any data from Amazon or something.
If you know how to do it, you probably can. Though you're gonna be blocked in one way or another after a while, because they really work on this to block such people.
Yeah.
Also, same for Reddit right now. I think the API. So let's say the gateway, how you get the information for a computer program, you just send a request to get some data and then send you back. Got pretty expensive recently.
Mm-hmm.
And some applications just bankrupt because they calculate that they need around $1 million to function just for API, and then turned out that they don't make that much money because they are non for profit.
Damn.
Yeah, that's the phase of business.
But why do you need API?
It's really convenient to have an API.
To just get people's information? Is that what you're saying? Or?
So when you're offering some product, let's say, for example, OpenAI, they're offering the chat, right?
Yeah.
You can use it just using web interface.
Yeah.
But at the same time, they have API, which provides the same data in easier manner for the programmer. It provides it in clear format in JSON file, where you have libraries to work with it. And based on that, a lot of libraries that work with ChatGPT or other APIs, they have just wrappers who do everything for you. You use the library, which has few functions, so you can just execute the query, get what you want, and it's really working just with APIs.
Oh.
And it's one of the key constructs, let's say, in computer science, just to get the things working. That's also how you connect backend server and frontend server. You have the communication using mostly JSON files.
Oh yeah.
Also through API, and that's how mostly a lot of startups that say there are AI startups, they just using OpenAI API as well.
Oh, that's crazy. But it's expensive. It's expensive, right?
OpenAI API is not that expensive. It's more expensive. I think it's more expensive in a shorter run to run your own large language model on the hardware and serve it, or even develop your own large language model and then run it on your own hardware. Then just ask API. Your startup is gonna bankrupt in 2 years, anyways.
Yeah, I get it now. Okay, so let's move into AI, which is pretty much famous thing, right?
Oh yeah.
People are more interested about AI. I know we're going off topic a bit. Like I'm asking to like some personal questions,
That's
but like
good.
yeah. Can you briefly explain what is AI and how does it work? Like, who code AI and how AI can improve itself?
So AI is statistics, and really also So there is one joke that if it's AI, it's properly written in PowerPoint. If it's machine learning, it's written in Python. The meaning of it is AI is a lot of AI products are just words to market the machine learning products. Machine learning is based around machine learning algorithms, so neural networks, Mamba, from transformers. So algorithms that want to find some tendencies in the data you provide them, and based on that they return the function that would create the results. It's sort of problem given x and y create f. So given input and given output create a function that would produce this output.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wait. Why? For example, if you take one prompt for ChatGPT, right?
Yeah.
And you insert it like every time, and you get different answers, right?
Yeah.
Like, why do you get different answers?
Because it's based on random values as well. So you have random seeds because for machine learning algorithm there are some states in which you initialize the values with random values, and based on that, with different seed you have different answers. But if you fix the seed for the random pseudo-random algorithm, then you get the same answer each and every time. The other thing is that large language models inherently would create different answers because large language model, I mean, it can be a bit oversimplified, but it's basically a text prediction.
Text prediction.
Well, as you have in your iPhone when you run and you have suggested words, it's basically the same. Just predict word given this context.
Oh.
But it's not like the large language model always choose the best option, because you just have probabilistic distribution of words that can be next.
Oh yeah.
And it chooses randomly from the best choices. So that's also the element of randomness in the whole process.
Oh, okay. So it doesn't give you the best answer. It gives you the random best answer.
Yeah, as well. So it's like in algorithms based like deep in bases have some random values that you tweak with, and also you have parameters like temperature. So temperature determines how much the model is, let's say, hallucinating, how much creative it is. So if the temperature is really, really low, your model gonna be really strict about what he says. But when it's high, it's gonna just say whatever it wants in a really creative way, but cannot be that accurate.
Damn. So it depends on the temperature too.
Yeah.
What the
There are a
heck?
lot of parameters for it.
Oh, that's crazy. So the program operates like depending on the temperature, the weather, you mean?
No, not temperature. It's called temperature, but it's not the real temperature.
Bro, that's what I
that's
want.
that's computer science students. Temperature is a floating point number.
Bro. I'm a
So temperature is just a floating point number deciding how creative the model is.
okay.
And how
Now I
strict it is.
understand.
Yeah, and it's also really depends on implementation. The problem is a lot of those models are closed source, especially OpenAI, which is an irony, because OpenAI is non-for-profit, which creates profit, and it's not open.
Oh, for profit? How it create profit?
No, OpenAI is non-for-profit.
Okay.
They create a lot of they have a lot of investments.
Okay.
I think they're it's really complicated right now, even from legal standpoint. At least for me, I'm not about that legal wordings and legal stuff.
Yeah.
But I think there's a company owning non-profit organization, and it's really sketchy.
Oh, so you think that they are making money saying that they're non-profit?
Yeah.
I mean, it's possible. People avoid taxes like that. Wait.
The whole idea of OpenAI was for it to create an open source models, and right now even Meta creates open source model Llama, and OpenAI is not.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
But I've seen advertisement of one AI program. I don't remember the name, but it was like you give a prompt saying that create me a website or landing page for my for myself as a portfolio, and you tap enter, and then it creates you a website, the whole website. And do you think it will change the way how or do you think it will take off the worker or the labor of the coders who are actually just just coding websites and doing front end things?
Okay.
Do you think it will replace it, or?
I cannot really tell definitely whether it would or not. My opinion is that would mostly work towards the thing that Copilot tried to do. So it's a help rather than something that would just throw you out of your position. So I would say it probably would go this way. So you still have a programmer that is qualified in the language, but you have large language model who would create code and really help the programmer to go through the
code.
Yeah, go through it, create in like repetitive manner and stuff like that. But still, I believe and I hope there's gonna be person looking through it and looking at what it's really like. I recently read an article by Gunvale Caldwin. He was a cybersecurity researcher at Google for around 10 years, I believe. When I think he was the author of a paper. They created the PHP code using large language models, and they looked at the security of those code, and most of it had some sort of injection problems with SQL injection or other vulnerabilities that basically means you can take over the system or take over the database. So I believe you still need a person that is qualified, even if it's not a programmer, the person that knows about cybersecurity or the person knows about the implementation, because this code's gonna be crucial. This is the code that's gonna make money, but at the same time, this is the code that can lose a lot of money when it's used improperly. Though recently the Anthropic published Cloud 3.5, and it's pretty good at generating code.
Okay.
It's pretty good. Like I properly write worse code than Cloud 3.5.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay, let's say like I'm a programmer. I know how to code websites, like landing pages. Do you think in the future, like coming 10 years or 15 years, do you think I will be able to find a job for myself? In Western culture, like especially at Canada and America.
If you don't adapt to the situation, you won't. But that's general for all people. Like if you were professional riding horses years ago, but then cars came in, you would lose the job. But you still can drive cars when you learn about it. Yeah. So I would say it's the same way. You just need to adapt what's happening.
And you need to slowly go into AI or something, right?
Yeah, just learn it as a skill and then go on with what's happening. Because what is really strange about such questions, I would say, is that we are assuming that we are not changing. That we still be doing websites, we doing the same way. We still be doing the same way. But even before computers came, like there hasn't been a thing called website designer, but it's changed. It evolved from graphic designer to actually people writing code. And I would say it would be the same way here. It might be the smaller market because of it, because some people might lose jobs.
Yeah.
But it's in the name of evolution, and they would get other ones because we all need to get a job after all to live.
Okay, that's pretty perfect answer that I got today.
Yeah.
Okay. These how, like, as you know, like no code things, for example, the platforms or maybe like CRMs are becoming no code. So people are not coding; they're just getting it from frameworks or something, right? Do you think it will be popular, and how long it will take to, I don't know, to that thing to crash or maybe like to be unpopular?
So, fun fact, no code is actually written in code.
That's what I...
This is the same problem with serverless. Serverless is just server, but not yours.
Exactly, yeah.
So there's still going to be people writing those things. And yeah, of course, for example, WordPress, it kind of gets rid of a lot of freelance webmasters that were just creating HTML and CSS files. But still, those people got into different niches and still working with the actual code. So I would say it will be more popular maybe for prototyping. It's pretty popular in prototyping as of right now, because it's pretty easy to even create the simple application that as a proof of concept or MVP, deliver it to client without writing any code. But when you want to scale up, you need to still write the code. You still need to work with architecture, because firstly, it's way expensive. No code, one of the costs of no code, and same with serverless, is that you pay for not having that much trouble. But when you scale up as a company, those costs really go on and on. That's also the problem with AWS with startups. They provide them really cheap computing power. They also provide them money for start and everything like that. But you are just dependent on AWS after all.
Oh, so
yeah.
once you reach bigger levels, your tax or your what do you call expenses will go too.
Yeah, will go up, and then also I don't know if AWS is doing it still. But what they did, they had costs of getting the data out of the system. So if you wanted to migrate, you needed to pay a lot of money to move to different system if you want to get. I think the European Union is right now regulating it as illegal.
European Union. So I mean, the countries are involved in it too.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty reasonable. The same with RODO. So the privacy policies in European Union. They were really involved in such things. And they are trying to fight with some companies. And European Union is pretty good at regulating everything.
That's good.
Yeah. So, but going back to no code, it is a way to go after all for people who are not that interested in coding or really want to do something else and not learn to code. But on the other hand, LLMs are good at creating code, and they're gonna be better.
Yeah.
So it's really a dilemma I don't really have an answer to. I want to see how it will go. Because as me, I work with code a lot. I don't work with no-code solution nearly at all, so I have perspective of a programmer.
Because you're a professional. Like, you don't want bullshit. Like, for example, you don't want standard things. No-code is usually standard. Like, if you see a no-code website, if you see whatever that is no-code, it's pretty much the same. Like, the design is the same. Like, the way it functions is the same. But the professionals, the true professionals who know what they're doing, they code, but they do it in a manner where they change some parts. They do something new. Is that true?
I wouldn't agree wholeheartedly with it. I would say that as a student, we also don't do things that are not efficient. Sometimes no code might be efficient to create an MVP, to get financing, and then go startup actually pay people to write a real application that's fully coded with actual programming language. But we are not business students. We are computer science students. We are not for easy answers.
Exactly.
We are just like to figure around with it and see how it will be. So
yeah.
But I would say for like people who really want to develop MVP and see on that and work on that, I've seen some people doing it and it worked.
Okay. How do you think about AI's future? Like, how far it can go, like AI? Because Elon Musk, right? Elon Musk is like the guy who actually is scared of AI, like the artificial technology, right? Like whatever. And have you seen his interview? He said like AI is the most powerful thing.
I mean, I believe he's really into regulating AI.
Yeah.
And I don't have opinion on that because it's really complicated topic. There's a lot of really smart people in the industry that's saying way different things. And as normally when something is straightforward, a lot of people are saying the same thing. You're okay, so that's probably the way. And then you try to understand and really see the arguments. But then you have two different people, which are 2, 3, or even more people who are really good at their disciplines. And out of nowhere, they're saying different things.
Uh-huh.
And then you try to process it, but it's really hard in general. And I'm not a good futurist as well. And I believe people are really bad at predicting things.
Oh.
Like our brains were not created to predict things. Our brains were created to make sure that we don't die. Yeah. So even I recently seen I think there were postcards of how 2000s would look like from around 1940s, 1950s, and it's nothing like that.
No, was it like less or was it more?
So the postcard showed, I think, flying bikes. Yes, like the things we don't really have at all, and we don't really think it's the future right now. And I believe it might be the same with AI. No, it might be faster. AI, artificial intelligence, is developing pretty fast. But I still assume that we as a people are really bad at predicting, and every prediction will be biased in one way or another. So I would say I restrain from predicting and just see what future gives.
Yeah. But we talked about the AI, right? AI side. So are you, as a computer science student, second year student, Have you done any work, or are you earning any amount of money like right now, like currently?
So regarding work, I did some freelance work back in high school.
Yeah.
So I did DevOps jobs, basically implementing some CRMs in PHP, and then setting them up with all Kubernetes and Docker setup.
Mm-hmm.
As of right now, recently, not that much. I'm looking for positions. As of right now, we're sending resumes to companies to hopefully get a job position.
In Canada.
Yeah, in Canada.
Damn.
Yeah, just to get an internship.
Okay.
So I mean, other than this, I have like small side hustle, but it does not create any money at all.
What is that side hustle? Tell
it's-
us more about that.
It's generating. So it's generating images using generative AI models and just selling them on stocks.
Oh, sell them on.
Yeah, on stock photos. But it's like I don't spend much time of it. I automated a bit of it, so I just sit and see the work.
Have you made any money out of it?
Just, I mean, it's,
How much? 100? Just tell her. It's okay. At least you're making.
I mean, I wrote this program like 2 hours. It was like $20.
Yeah. Good. That's good, bro.
Yeah.
Instead of like going to do like working at McDonald's or something, you just sit 1 hour and you earn $20. It's good.
That's good.
Yeah, talking about the job opportunities in the future, like you see a lot of people, like especially people from India. Like I think, like people from India, they took over the whole IT industry. Because like I've seen a lot of actually like most of the CS students are also like, people who I don't know, maybe they're good at it or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, like how do you think the job opportunity or job market for a CS student will be like after graduation?
Hopefully well.
Hopefully. But are you guys concerned? Because like there are so many students who actually like, for example, I've seen a video of a guy who graduated, I think Harvard computer science, and he was like walking down the street and he was telling like to stop learning computer science because like he didn't get a job or something.
That's really a question about the education and how it's applied, I would say. Because I applied to a lot of jobs last semester. I applied to like 400.
Did you get any?
I got few technical interviews. For the positions I did not suspect I'd get technical interviews. I got technical interview for a position that required masters in electrical engineering in Singapore.
Did you get in?
I got into interview, knew one of 14 questions because I don't like surprise. I don't have masters in electrical engineering.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I got some technicals for like easier positions as well. I got one with HR and just got rejected for the companies. But still, like,
you're trying.
Yeah, I work on my resume to make sure that I meet the requirements, that I have good software engineering project, because that's what also gets you a job in the industry. And I knew a friend who applied for like 600, and he has an experience.
Okay.
He worked for like 4 startups, I believe, and it was still hard for him.
Wow.
Yeah. So
that's cool. Not bad, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, it's going back to the guy from Harvard. You said. It's really a question of how education prepares us for the market. Because, education, what we learn at computer science is not that applicable to the real life. It learns mostly problem-solving skills, also managing your time and stuff like that. But you still don't learn like top-of-the-notch framework, stuff like that. You need to learn it on your own.
Oh.
The education, I would say, is more comprehensive, so you understand concepts and can apply them, but you need to learn on your own. So even if you graduate from Harvard, even if you graduate from the best university of the world at ComSci, and you still don't have projects, cannot write real code, you still won't get a job, because they don't care whether you passed course X for 95% if you cannot write a Python code that will solve their problem.
Oh, yeah.
So it's more about applications. And that's why a lot of computer science students are doing projects outside or even starting their own startups. It's even if it fails, it's a great thing to just have it on your resume. Like, oh, yeah, I created a company. We were making product. It's not like I'm no one.
That's good.
Yeah.
What advice would you give to students who are just about to start computer science?
Maybe don't go too easy, don't go too hard. Find the equilibrium when you have enough time to focus on your studies, so you get good grades, but at the same time, really go outside of just university to get to know new people, to talk to them, to make new connections. Because I believe that university is connections. After all, you make friends with people who probably in the next 20 years gonna be CTO of some good company, the company you might want to work with.
Yeah.
Or even a CEO of company, or even a person who just would write a referral to you because you know each other from university, or even talking like just personally, getting to know really great people, because university are still full of people that are really ambitious, have plans, know what to do, or really want to know what to do, and who don't want to live mindlessly. And I would say that this is a great value of university, just to get to know people who are here, also professors who did research in the areas you are interested in, because you have direct access. You also have a reason to go to them because you are a student. I mean, professor would not reject your question if you're a student. So I would say people, but also still trying to manage your studies so you get into program.
And regarding the coding, right? Do you think it will be like the most valuable asset for any person? Like, do you think like it will be a requirement for people at least to read the code or to understand the Python code or whatever? Do you think it will be a valuable asset in the future? Just like Excel, for example, right?
You will for sure earn more if you can. Because code gonna be everywhere, one way or another. And even if you don't apply the coding itself, you gain knowledge. You gain understanding of how algorithm works, what's the general idea behind it, how programming languages work. So even if you are a higher or middle level manager, you still have understanding what can be done, what can't be done, how to do it more or less. So given this understanding, it would be way easier to work with technical people. Any other way around, it would be way easier also for technical people to know social skills. So
that makes sense.
Yeah, I would say I would call it just a great way to actually get more done, but also get paid more.
Exactly. So last questions, which are like teaser questions, what we call. Be honest, deep inside, do you actually regret studying computer science? Just be honest, like totally honest. For example, there are some people who are actually encouraged, or maybe like their parents are forcing to study. For example, I don't know, I have one friend who studies economics, right? And his parents are forcing him to study econ. But yeah, like, do you regret taking CS?
I don't think I had such influence from parents saying, "Oh, you need to do university." I believe it is mostly my choice.
Yeah.
If I were to tell if I regret it, I don't think so. It's still okay. It's a pain sometimes, but like you grow in pain, so you need to get used to it.
That's a good question. That's a good answer, Sai.
Yeah. So even if something is not pleasant in some way, even if sometimes you hate you because things are not going as you wish they were going, you're still going forward as a student, as a software engineer. Maybe there are some alternative costs I don't know about. Maybe had I started a company, it would go great, and I would have had already millions in Lamborghini.
Yeah.
But I decided this way. I made this decision.
You just don't care. You just do your own stuff, and you like computer science. You want to learn computer science, and you're just doing it.
Yeah, and I really love computer science. That's also the point. I don't like math that much. That's the problem. But I go to computer science lecture. I'm genuinely enthralled that I can be here.
Yeah, just don't be distracted by people who are posting shit on Instagram, like Lamborghinis. It's not there.
Yeah.
It's like, to be honest, like, and there are so many people who are exposing them, like they fake the Lambos and stuff. They just rent it and just learn. Like, for example, I have you watched the movie called Whiplash? Like the guy who plays the drumstick. It was so good.
I've seen fragments.
Yeah. So it's really about the passion, and you have that passion. Some people don't. For example, me, like, before coming to university, I didn't even know, but I knew that the area that I'm going to, probably business, because I'm like kind of more extroverted. I can't sit down and just do coding. But I took computer science course in my first semester. I don't know. I just tried myself.
Good choice.
Yeah. Yeah. Just No, life is all about like doing your own thing.
No, I learned it while running a lot that sometimes you need to just go through things that are really pain. There's a great quote: "If you go through hell, don't stop.
Yeah.
Just go along, even if there's pain, even if your leg hurts, just still run. If you cannot run, walk. If you cannot walk, just crawl, but still go forward and forward.
Exactly.
Because you've made a decision, and I believe when I make a decision, this is mostly well informed.
Mm-hmm.
So if the whole, like, say, surrounding does not change, there's no point on changing the decision.
Yeah.
Either admitting that I made bad decision,
Mm-hmm.
or saying that, okay, situation changed, and given new condition, it is not the most optimal way to go.
Yeah.
But I would say it's like people talk bad about computer science in general a lot.
Yeah.
I would say it's mostly just baby crying.
Exactly.
Like, okay, like life is not easy.
Take some computer science course and try at least, right?
Yeah, it's but even for computer science, okay, I also talk bad about computer science a bit jokingly, but a bit of it is actually true. But still, that's my decision. I've made it. I'm more or less grown as man, and I need to get everything that goes with this.
You're responsible for that. That's it.
Yeah, I would say you're responsible for your decision. So you either go or talk shit about it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's a good thing, bro. I respect that. I love like how Slavic people, especially Russians, and you guys are like, the mentality. We have the same mentality, to be honest. Like,
I see my
going for
mentality
it,
is
or
changing.
just,
Yeah, I see my mentality is changing here.
No, bro, don't do this.
I'm getting weaker.
Yeah, I kind of feel that too, because
Yeah.
like your surroundings make you, right, and there are a lot of people who are very chill about it, and they do the work too. Like
Mhm.
they get they get the work done, but at the same time they do a lot of chill thing.
Yeah.
Uh,
Especially during high school, I was really, let's say, focused on work, and was also, but that's also what I found. If you really work harder, if you really push yourself, you're getting accustomed to this,
Mhm.
and that's the new
Yeah.
normality. But if you delve into all those short gratification, into easy things, out of nowhere, everything is hard.
Yeah.
So, and I would say, like, even given my context of a computer science, if you start just talking or shit about all the computer science, how hard is it, how bad you are, you're out of nowhere just getting weaker and weaker in the computer science, and you just lose this interest in the whole thing.
Oh,
so
that's true.
I catch myself doing it as well.
Oh.
And I'm pretty.
I mean, you can fix it.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The last question, which is pretty, I think the hardest question for computer science students. How many times the average computer science student takes a shower?
Once or twice a day, I would say.
Nah.
Yeah.
No, there's a meme going on Instagram, like computer science students don't take shower. And there are some people who, I heard like from my real friends who go to computer science classes, he is like, bro, if you actually sit in the computer science lecture, you will understand. I'm like, bro, I gotta go one time.
Maybe I got used to this, man. I don't know. I would say there are always people like that in different classes. It's not just limited to computer science.
But it's just a meme, right? It's not reality.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh my God. We didn't even highlight about your workout. Let's just briefly highlight, and I think the time is pretty much up. Also, let's talk about like your gym. Like, how do you manage gym and studies? So, how many times you go to the gym? And
I try every day.
Every day.
But recently I'm not managing to go every day because I either go downtown, do other things, and out of nowhere I just have a short cardio and that's all. But I try every day. I don't have plan. I do really random things. Sometimes I'm just like, okay, I'm just gonna run today, and I go for a run. And then next day I also feel like running, and ends up I run 3 half marathons in 3 days. So it's not really structured.
Mm-hmm.
It's really mostly random. I do go with friends, and then we more or less have structured workout because they know what they're doing.
But you managed to go to the gym and study.
Yeah, somehow. I mean, I still struggle to make sure that to to make it the most optimal way it is possible.
Yeah.
Because even go to the gym, it takes time to just walk there, change clothes, and get everything up and running. But I believe that this is an investment, and the health I got of the training and the whole endorphins I get, they are beneficial to my studying in general, and even for my older life. Just keeping in good shape is pretty good, just to make sure I live longer.
Exactly.
So I see it as an investment that might have some costs in terms of time I don't spend studying, but in the longer run, I think it's beneficial. And I always like how I look, so it's also really good.
Yeah, whenever you look at the mirror, you feel like, damn, yeah, I did it.
I'm like, okay, it's better than yesterday.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so.
Yeah. I think that's the end of the podcast. Do you have anything to share, or do you have any questions to me or something?
I haven't told about GenAI Genesis. I should have told about it.
Oh, yeah.
My pitch. GenAI Genesis is the largest Canada AI hackathon, and this is I should have mentioned it in the activities.
Oh, yeah.
So this is the hackathon we are making. It's the largest GenAI hackathon in Canada. In Canada, probably in Northern America. We had around 100 to 1,200 people registered. We needed to reject all of them.
Oh.
And I'm really sorry for this, for all people who were actually interested in joining. We are working hard to get a lot of sponsors this time. And as we have proof of concept, we will have more money, and we will have an ability to get way more people. So we have an Instagram. We also have a website. It's genaigenesis.ca, and you can also look at it up on Instagram.
Apply, search it up.
Yeah,
give money.
Or just join. We will be announcing the signups on our Instagram. It's gonna be April next year.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's one of, I don't want to call it project. The
startup where
it's not startup. It's idea. It's idea that grew outside of just being an idea. We applied it. I'm really proud of.
Great.
Because we gave a lot of students the platform to show their own skills, to grow their own skills, to meet great people. We had Google as a sponsor recently.
Ooh, what? How?
We are Google Developer Students Club. It's a bit easier when you have a Google name.
Wait, so you guys launched that program on your own, and then you got a investment from Google?
It's not like investments. It's not a program. It's hackathon, so it's not non-for-profit.
Yeah. But you got money.
We got Google as main sponsor. We had
How much did
I don't know. I wasn't dealing with it.
Approximately, if I just give you the numbers.
I don't think I can say that.
Okay, after the podcast.
Yeah, and we had the head of developer relationships in Northern America as a main speaker from Google.
Oh,
so pretty important person. I'm really grateful. We had great. We do also had Vector Institute.
Wait, now I'm interested. How do you guys reach out to him?
So
how did you guys get the sponsor?
As Google Developer Students Club, is it easier to connect with Google? We have access to people
who work in Google.
Yeah, who work at Google. We have access to different platforms to just get speakers from Google, but also people. There's a person who's representing Google Developer Students Clubs, which can really deal with sponsorship and stuff like that. So that's how we reach out to Google for Vector and other sponsors, mostly because of personal connections.
Okay.
Yeah, we got also, I think, Boris as one sponsor, I believe. Yeah, Vector as well. And we are, I cannot confirm anything, but I think we're gonna have even better sponsors next edition.
I'm ready. That's cool. That sounds actually cool.
Yeah, I'm really proud of this.
I'm proud of you too. To hear that my peers are doing this, bro.
Yeah.
It's actually crazy. Yeah, I will register too.
Hopefully, we rejected like 2/3 of people last time.
Yeah, that's okay.
But on the other hand, you want to provide the best for them.
Exactly. You want to provide to people who are studying computer science, and you want to make sure they're good too.
Yeah, but you're also providing food, housing. Housing. We have as a hackathon. People don't sleep on hackathons.
Oh wait, you're providing housing and food?
So for hackathons, we had food. Housing was basically few rooms just designated as a sleeping areas. Because during hackathons, you have like 36 or 48 hours. Most of the times you don't sleep, or you sleep like 1 hour. People get with their own sleeping bags, and we had just 2 rooms, 2 dark rooms, so they can sleep this hour or 2 hours and go back to work.
This sounds crazy. Yeah.
We had basic food provided as well. We want to do better next year. That's why we want more sponsors to get better food, better
housing.
Yeah, that's sleeping conditions. I think it's calling housing is a bit over exaggerated.
Yeah, exactly.
And the better venue as well.
But the participants don't pay any money, right?
Yeah, the participants don't pay any money.
Wow, how good, bro. That's actually good.
Yeah. Okay, but hackathons are competitive to get in. Okay, we also don't work with MLH, which is, I think it's called MLH. It's a league of hackathons. A lot of hackathons are joining. For example, Hack the Valley at UTSC.
Oh.
I think they're opening in a few days for registrants. I think they work with MLH, and MLH provides them sponsors, a lot of money and stuff like that. But they're really dependent on them, and we like the freedom you get by doing your own stuff. And after all, it's also let's say ambition thing. Like, okay, we're doing it ourselves.
Yeah,
we are independent.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's freedom you get as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm proud of you guys. Keep doing it, and hopefully next time we'll get it from NVIDIA and other sponsors too.
We'll